following is a presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2. Welcome to the Barometer Region and the one and only stream in the region, and the first of two stream games today in Division 2. The doubleheader starting with the number 2 seed in the region, SaiyanTitan, taking on the 7 seed Markus. Should be a fun one to watch here this late afternoon here in the US. If you're in Europe, of course, late evening at this point. Should be a fun one in the Barometer region. And of course, like I said, first of two today. Coming up later at 7 Eastern, we will have J Money and Bob Ross as the one and only in the Altimeter region that is streamed. Winner there will get the upset story of that region and of the tournament at this point. Lowest seed still out there, the 13 seed Marble side in that region. The winner will be having the home table against either one of those two, but we focus in on the Barometer region, and this is the 2-7 game. Saiyan beating Cole in 6 in round 1, and then Markus coming out on top in 7 over Tevin. That rhymed intentionally. And of course, the winner will take on Pikachu, who moved on over the 11 seed Ryder in a 7-gamer in this region. We join you on the table, and joining me for this one is going to be Leah. And Leah, obviously we know what that Saiyan can be a proven commodity. He's just clinched his way into the LCQ with a win in the previous round, and now he's trying to push higher. And Markus, of course, 3-2 in terms of true wins and losses, so only 2 wins away from LCQ in any sense. So, thoughts on this one coming in? Should be an interesting one at the 2-7 line.
And thanks for having me, Short. This is indeed a pretty interesting matchup to cover, as most of what I've been here for previously was kind of established players versus newcomers or lower-lying types looking to get some of their first glory. By contrast here, both Saiyan and Markus have shown what they're capable of and are just looking to prove themselves more than they already have. Saiyan, of course, only 1 win away from an LCQ spot. Markus not terribly far behind it either. Both players here are hungry. It's just a matter of who can come out on top.
Yeah, definitely interesting one for sure. I'll start with Saiyan, and my question to you is pretty simple. You clinched LCQ last round. Pretty excited about that, obviously. And now trying to push higher with plenty of opportunity still ahead of you. And now you go up against Markus, who's had some feast, had some famine. What are your thoughts on playing him coming in today and continuing to push forward after that LCQ clinching win last round?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having me. Second of all, Markus is an established player. I know him from UUT. I know he hasn't done all too well in the lower tier, and he has been proving himself quite worthy in the upper tier, something a lot of D1 players rely on to keep their hopes alive. And Marcus, wonderful job at it. I think we're equal level, which makes this all the more interesting, especially with both of us ranked in the top 25, basically in the conversation for the D2 championship. This makes it more important than ever for me to try to get it done in here. And okay, that's all I really thought of at the moment because I forgot the second part.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. I'll go to Marcus in the meantime. If you come up with that, let me know. But Marcus, you know you got 3 wins on the air, 2 wins from being in the postseason. You definitely look strong to be in that situation. But talking about this game, you know, you look at Saiyan over there. He's got his way into the LCQ. He's a strong player in this league, up there with the 5 wins. What do you got to do to pull off a big win here against a strong established figure in this league to this point? Get win number 4.
I mean, I'm of course always be trying my best, and I know that Saiyan is a very good player. We had some practice games before, and yeah, I mean, forgot.
All right. Pretty straight and to the point. That's usually what we usually hear from Marcus, so no big. But I think that will about wrap up the pre-game here. We are just about ready to get us going here in this round 2 game. Again, just 3 round 2 games left. 2 today and 1 coming up tomorrow. So we are looking forward to having some fun here this afternoon and evening. So Gio's going to be a ref. He's going to put in the cards for us, of course. He'll be putting it in for his fellow media member inside. So how many cards will it be for game 1, Cody Smart?
We're going to go on my typical starter, 14.
Double OG it is. Here we go. Game 1, best of 7, 1 power play, and Gio puts it in and starts it up. Blue 7, here we go.
I do want to apologize. I misspoke a bit earlier. I said Saiyan was a win away from LCQ. That's wrong. Obviously, he already made that. What I meant to say was he's on the hunt for a D2 championship spot. I believe.
Yes. Absolutely.
But as I correct myself on
Yeah,
that, we see early switch from Cyan from blue into yellow.
Yeah, or maybe. What we trying to do here? I wonder.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we go. That's weird.
It took a second.
Bot was a little unresponsive, but we got there.
Oh, well, that's not a card.
Yeah, that's
like, okay. Okay.
Okay, that's yeah, some interesting gameplay right out the gate here.
But
oh
there,
dear. Okay.
We're holding on.
I hope the servers are fine and this doesn't become a trend, because that could be a bit of a problem if we're seeing delays this long for just individual card plays. But looks like we're back on track.
There we go.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I was just gonna say we're pretty standard, straightforward game so far. Classic Uno gameplay, only running the numbers. I wonder when exactly we're gonna start to see that ammo come out, because we know a lot of players in D2 will throw that out early. But
it's classic high tier, right? We don't see anything come up for a few plays here in a 14. Now Marcus hits the deck first.
There we go. Our first sign of a self-draw as Saiyan swaps back over to the blue.
What?
Just quickly under the yellow.
Top deck. I think that could have been a top deck.
Probably,
Saiyan wanted the yellow too.
So looks as if both players can run on yellow, at least temporarily. And that's this is one of the biggest differences we see between the more experienced players here in D2, which both of these obviously are, is they will hold on to their ammo, save it for a good time to use it. Even even if they get stuck in Draw City sometimes, they see the benefit in holding on to their cards, and it leads to some interesting, smart gameplay for sure.
Big punch from Markus, and then he draws.
Yeah, very interesting. So it looks like he might be stuck with a bicolor hand right now. Only green and blue. As I say that, Saiyan offers the switch right into green,
And he
which it
has
looks
that
like that's
5.
something Marcus needed.
And there's your first
So
power
that's our
card.
first action card played, just to skip, but as we see Saiyan go down to 4 cards, gotta wonder what's in those last few cards there. If you're Marcus here, what are you thinking? Do you think you pull something out, +2, maybe even a +4, just to prevent a potential 4-card finish from Cyan, or do you hold steady and keep playing it cool?
Is the question. Markus going big with the triple with the +4 on
Yeah,
top of it.
indeed. The +4 yet staying in the same color. Looks like he really is limited on his options here, but that does give him the possession error real quick.
Ooh. Big response.
Nice little wild heater from Cyan. Marcus was pulling nothing on the yellow earlier, so unless he faded it,
Touche,
held
he
on to
says.
something, he's gonna have to draw here. And that will work out for Cyan.
Oh my goodness. Right number for Markus goes back to the green again.
Indeed, some of these quick fire switches we're seeing are almost reminiscent of D1 players as we get another yellow reg wild from Cyan. He certainly does want yellow.
Certainly seems that way.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, yep, that's
And
it.
the quint play, is that even a quint play? Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that's
Yeah,
a quint from Cyan. +4, several action cards ending on the blue, gives him game 1 in just over 5 minutes.
Yeah, Cody, the only thing I would say, how much of that was what you held on from the start, and did any of the plus what you got from the +4 help you build that portfolio there? Because that's pretty damn strong.
Well, let me guide somebody out of here. Hey, what are you doing over here? Hey, come on, let's move it. Move it, move it, move it. I am actually busy here, cat.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So
was
a random note on the things here. What happens is sometime during the afternoon, there's this 20-pound cat that we have, and he likes to lay under the bed.
Oh.
And usually we have to boot him out at about 6, but obviously due to the irregular timing for me, that's why we get to that predicament. But anyway, about the cards, I had the 2 wilds and the +4 since the start. I was a bit nervous as soon as he did use the +4. It was a wise move by him because that would have made my life a bit easier, but I just got lucky on the +4 and had the connecting chain on red. And I know it was something he didn't have much on, but he especially didn't have anything on yellow. So I took that toward my advantage to get the 5-bagger to get the win. Enough said on that one.
Yeah, Markus, I mean, he pretty much nailed you on that yellow. He figured out that you were pretty stuck there. Were you just kind of struggling with the colors there? Didn't quite have all the options you would have wanted in those situations. That's all it looked like to me. It didn't look like there were any mistakes anywhere.
I mean, yeah, it was a little tough with the yellow wild cards, but I mean, as soon as I played +4, I knew that either I gotta take green again or blue, and I wasn't really sure about blue because he switched up to blue before, so I just went to green again, hoping that he didn't hit some files. But yeah, then with the MRE, I just got a little unlucky with the pool
Unlucky.
in the
Alright.
beginning.
Alright. Yeah.
But well played.
Well played, indeed, yeah. And Leah, that's just a classic case of, you know, Cody knew what he needed to do to slow Markus down, because that +4, like he said, was raised some alarm bells there. And ultimately, though, those wilds were big for him to be able to slow him down and to get him down to where he needed to be.
Yeah, indeed. And despite not being particularly short, I mean, there were a couple hurdles there, but ultimately, still a pretty Plan A game for SaiyanTitan, all things considered. And it really goes to show that there's a lot of emphasis placed on the +2s, the +4s, but those really aren't the only cards that can influence the state of the game. As we see here, well played regular wild card can make a big difference.
No doubt about it. Having that pair of wilds was huge and ISO out Markus. So, game 2 for Saiyan. No 14. Game 2. What'll it be?
I had a hard time thinking about this one.
Oh boy.
You know what? I'm going to experiment with this. I did it for the last week. Let's go one down.
13.
And so we see the unlucky 13 start. Saiyan continuing to run the high tier, something he acknowledges that Markus is also strong on. It's interesting.
It could be
seeing where the
seeing
strategy
a
lies.
lot of high tier, especially with, you know, Leah. You play in D1 where it's all CSR all the way, but talk about D2 as MCSR, so you could see a lot of high tier back and forth the entire series. And
Oh, definitely.
so it's definitely interesting to see how they'll pick throughout this series, depending on how even it may be.
Yeah, I mean, just the game I refed between Michael and Tonya last night saw, I believe, 2 14s. And it was funny because on the last one there, they made it 14 and agreed to draw, so they had de facto full sends back to back.
He's out there saying his hand stinks. That's not a good sign.
Oh, indeed. That makes me wonder if we might see some strategic drawing here in this game a bit later on. Maybe if he wants to fish out some more ammo from the deck.
Hoping he can find an ISO move. There's a quick double from Markus early.
Indeed.
And with the 2 on the blue, staying blue. It's cold. Markus
Yeah,
coming
no
back.
switches so far.
And nothing this early.
Markus typing for a bit. Wonder if
Yeah.
he's got another double lined up potentially.
Triple into red. There you
Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, and a quick undercut from Saiyan.
Having those
Goes to show
responses, you know.
Tevin has a bad hand, but even on low ammo, you can sometimes find the switches you need if you got the right numbers.
Yeah, and I think I don't remember where we were talking about it. It was in one of the D1 games the last couple days. You were talking about. Oh no, it was in Peter Gold and how we define stacked hands, right? Because for some people, a stacked hand you have to have like a +4 and a few +2s in there, maybe some reverse and skips. Other people, if you just have like some numbers and wilds, like KT for example, who can win with all numbers, maybe a wild or two. It ultimately depends on what your strengths are.
Yeah, absolutely. It depends on player strength. It also just depends on the context of the game. I mean, a stacked hand on 7 cards and a stacked hand on 15 are going to look very different.
So after the artificial double by Markus into yellow, we are running on the yellow clean. Markus ahead by the mere possession arrow after the triple, or the double.
Now. When you start getting down to 4 or 5 cards, that's when you're not in prime finish potential for sure. But if you have players that like to save up their ammo, they can start to get kind of scary. We did see,
so.
I believe, a quint finish from Saiyan just last game, so really any time now can happen.
Yeah, and again, part of that came from a +4. And speak of the devil, a +4 appears from Markus, going red again. And again, the green undercut.
Wow, yeah, really. I mean, um, if Marcus is out of green, this could be huge.
And there's a touche. That's how you know. Unless he's got something else. Oh, what? Touche,
My
you
goodness.
thought. Oh my goodness.
My goodness. Yeah, that stings, man.
Double plus
Not a whole
4.
lot to say. Pretty much the inverse of last game. Pretty plan A game for Marcus, I would say here.
I'm big kind of playing A both ways. Yeah, Marcus, I mean, I think that was pretty clean cut plan A. I mean, he didn't seem like he really had you stuck. They thought that he had you stuck on that green for a minute, but you had that second plus 4 to back it up. Was it really just kind of cracked hand with the 2 plus 4s? I think that's all it looked like to me.
I mean, yeah, it was very quick to be honest. Here, for example, was my starting hand. I just,
Jeez. Yeah.
yeah, I knew I could build up something with that, and after I got to draw 2, I got another wall to play with, so I was pretty chill with this game. Yeah, I got very lucky here.
That's yeah. Well, Saiyan, you know it goes both ways, right? We both had kind of good hands both way on one side each game. Now it's 1-1. Thoughts on now you split your homestand, now going away to Marcus's start, and we talked about how high tier can be his strong suit too. So do you maybe feel a sense of maybe a little bit of comfortability going to his start, considering he may go with the same kind of strategy on the card starts?
I mean, it very much varies on what type of cards you have. I mean, this here, the first 2 games, I call it classic case of parity. I mean, you see that a lot in D1 as of late, but over here, it's a completely different ball game. But seriously, though, I mean, the main goal was to get to a color where I had the most on. As I played against Ami before, I did that same thing in game 1. The difference here is that Marcus had every answer in the book. So
You had
I
some
had
answers
no
too. Those
clue.
green undercuts were good answers too. It's just he had a better one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I did think about going on the dead end of red, but I just acted like he wants red. Why would I want to go to red when he wants red? So I just try to do anything I can. And apparently, parity had to strike. Something rare in D2, I may say.
All right. So Marcus evens it up at 1, and now arrow will shift to him. Marcus, with that win, you cannot pick 13 for game 3. So how many cards will it be? Go sender.
Up to the full send, all the way early enough in game 3. Although, thanks to the MCSR rules in D2, it is possible to still have another game in the future on 15. We'll just have to see how that shapes out, if that's even what the players want.
See what it goes with Marcus. And again, I mean, we sometimes see him outright say get more cards. So it's definitely possible, that you see that come up again. We start with the red 3.
This 1-1. This 1-1's a very interesting position for a series to be in, because once you throw it over to the away players' pair of starts, those 2 games are crucial, because going into the home stretch of the series up 3-1 versus tied 2-2 is a totally different ballpark.
No doubt about it.
So it's really up to Marcus here to see just how much he can take advantage of his starts.
Exactly. And Saiyan going to make the first switch of the game into blue, I should say. Off the red with the 7. Marcus going to play in with 5. And a double play from Saiyan now pulls ahead, takes the home table advantage away. Has the possession arrow in hand now. Marcus, what does he do in response? will cancel that out and then some. Goes ahead by 3 with a +2 combo.
Indeed.
And looking to come back from that. Maybe probably gonna. Oh my goodness! And the fireworks just
Meet
keep
the
going off
+2
in
with the
game 3.
+6.
Just keeps going up a notch.
Yeah, better hope we don't see 3 +2s in a row from Markus here.
Goodness me.
Although we do see him typing for quite a while, so it's possible he's loading something
Oh
up.
my goodness! Wow.
Well, not quite 3 +2s, but it is a quad play.
They're
Making
just
use of the
throwing
reverses
haymakers
to
at
switch
each other.
back
Now
into
we're
the
even
red.
at 12. Saiyan with the possession arrow. Should he take a play here? Yeah, literally.
Correct game is right.
Literally. We'll go yellow. So, Leah, interesting to see this. We've seen a game apiece where each winner has had a bit of a stacked hand, and now we're seeing a little bit more
We're
crack
seeing
on the
crack hands
table from
from
both.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how this series has evolved. It's like the bot has a sense of humor.
Very much so. There's another triple from Saiyan. Just ridiculous. Into the green. 0 sugar from Markus. The 7 from Saiyan. Markus. Behind by 4. No, behind by 3. The 8 there from Saiyan. Markus trying to keep up. Ditto's the 8. Crosses to red. That sets something up, but is that a switch Markus likes? He does, so he keeps it going. May have been a little bit of a bait play there.
Oh my
Power
goodness.
play.
Game 3 power play at that.
Oh, there it went. I was
Yeah,
like,
little delay
is
on
that
the
not
bot.
the win?
Yeah, I checked the table, saw SaiyanTitan 0 cards.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. So, yeah, I mean, I think that was... I guess...
Power play.
I can understand that because you don't want to, risk him firing back at you with how cracked that was. And, Sign, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm guessing that power play was mostly, you're giving him another 4. You don't want to try and risk him firing back at you with how cracked that game was. And, am I right on that?
It was a cracked game. This is the most cracked game that I've had to deal with probably all year, or at least ever since my game 3 against Fitzy. My God. But okay, no, never mind. Scratch that. This might be the 3rd most cracked game because you got my game against Fitzy in game 3, and then my game 9 against Sam England. So let's just say this might have been my most cracked game since February. But my goodness, I was really having fun with that one. I mean, the back and forth, both of us had even amount of power. So I was worried that he was going to have something like a big chain to the finish. And with me having a red reverse at 2 turns away, even if it wasn't the same color, I was like, screw it. I don't want him to have that huge bagger for the win. I know it seems risky this early, but you know me. I just try to get the power play out of the way if I think it's best. I mean, and this isn't the craziest idea in the world. I mean, some of you saw my game against Sam in the last tournament where I had this crazy power play and it was absolutely needed. So I just felt like if I didn't use the power play and lost, I would have been kicking myself because I've always lost when I should have used the power play. Now I'm glad I got it out of the way.
Good God. That was pretty good, Gene. That was pretty good. Markus, I mean, it very cracked game. Interesting to have that after the first 2, and ultimately he had the last word. But now you have the power play the rest of the series. How do you move forward, knowing you have that in your back pocket? despite being down 2-1, how does that affect your strategy moving forward?
I mean, I've kind of tried to bait the power play here because I gave up my ammo real quickly because I knew with the cards I have, I couldn't have done really anything. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to have the power play advantage, and I really hope that I'll make something out of it.
See what goes down for you, but I will bring it back to you. Game 4 still cannot be 13, so how many cards will it be? Go down to 11. And starting with the
Well,
Grand Prix.
as we start this game, I will just briefly comment on. I find it so fascinating looking at different players' perspectives on the power play because it's such a versatile mechanic.
No
You see
doubt.
different players utilize it in so many different ways. Um, and I think there's quite a few people up in D1 who still swear by the
By the lock.
final game power play lock,
Power play lock,
but
yeah.
as a matter of fact, it's not as black and white as some people may believe. We see even some of the best players up in D1, Yepes, especially Lane, will take pride in using strategic early game power plays. Feel that it's more freeing to play without it, taking opportunities when they see them, no matter how early they may be. And it's interesting how that sort of perspective on it is, I would say, more commonly taken here in D2. It leads to different types of series for sure.
No doubt. Here comes the zero sugar switch to green as we have ping pong back to green after starting there, going a quick run in yellow, and now Saiyan going for the green on the switch on the zero sugar. Markus will draw. That's a big move there, but Markus finds a way back to yellow again. Saiyan has it. It's a bit of a fade look there.
Yeah, a bit of a mini fade. Going from top floor 9 almost all the way down to a 2.
Green
And we see it for
again.
regular wild
What
green
is
this
going on?
Yeah, what a play. Someone's gotta pay for all these light switches, you know.
This salad is just lettuce and cheese, man. We need some other ingredients here.
Yeah,
Oh
get some
my goodness!
tomatoes in
What is
there.
going on? Oh my god! We
What?
break the cycle of green yellow.
Dude, 3 reg wilds back to back. What are we looking at here?
What just happened there?
And Cyan just
What?
wins as soon as we see the switch to
What?
blue. A color that he had avoided up
What?
until. What is going on in this game, dude? It's already over.
What?
Just a blink and you'll miss it. Rapid fire game. I don't even know what to
take me
ask.
through that game. I don't even know what just happened there. We just got all the lettuce and cheese in the salad, man. What's going on here?
So, since I knew I didn't have any red since the start, I had to go on a 2-color strategy since blue was what I consider to be a dead end. So, as soon as he attacked, it made me feel more comfortable by pushing him back by 2, sending him back to start. So from there, I was relying on maybe 1 or 2 things, but besides that, the strategy was simple, and I was waiting for him to play red, so I'd be forced to use a wild, have a little bit of room to go aggressive, but he actually helped me out on that after using the 2-color strategy. So as soon as I knew he ran out on green, I played a green wild, he reacted with a yellow wild, but then the triple wild, how the hell do you manage to pull this one off in a stream game? That's what I want to know. But the triple wild worked out. I mean, the only way he could have massively screwed me over was either an attack on blue or +4. I'm glad neither of those became the case, and now, uh-oh. I hope Mr. Former Heat Check doesn't watch this, because if I lose these next 3 games, we know what's happening. We know what's happening.
Mr. Ard.
Please,
Mr.
please,
Ard.
please.
Mr. Ard.
Do not make me lose these next 3 games on stream. That would be embarrassing.
Okay, yeah, and Marcus, I don't even know what to say at that point. That is just an absurd.
Unlucky hand. Unlucky hand for Marcus.
Yeah.
Not as many opportunities to switch to the colors he needed as he might have liked.
Yeah, that hand kind of speaks volumes, Marcus. Unless you have any other comment, I don't really have much more to ask you in that regard.
To be honest, I don't know about myself what to say.
Yeah. Marcus will get caught. Okay, well, I don't got much
You
more
gotta
to
do
say.
you gotta do the Rana struts. Talk to the bot directly. DM it.
DM the bot. DM the bot. Yeah, the bot's sending you a Venmo request right now. Anyway, Saiyan, back to you. For this one, cannot be 11. How many for Game 5?
Okay, so as you know, I like to try to play the same way as D1 players. So I'm not gonna go with many of these numbers, which leaves only one. And this one, I'm sorry, Marcus, you're cooked. Give me the 12. I'm
Saw
getting the
that coming.
12. I am so sorry.
Put the pop
I
on
am getting the 12.
I see you, G. I see you. Hang on. Don't keep that up. Keep that up. Keep that up.
Oh no. Oh no. What did he do? What did he do? Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. So, not trying to toot my own horn here too much, but more people need to look at
No.
how
Look in the stage. Look in the stage.
Oh no, the stage.
Look in the
Is it
stage.
even worse on the stage.
No,
Hang
no.
on
Look
a
in
minute.
look at what I just sent in the stage.
Oh my god. He's going to a
Bro is
the
predictable.
prophecy has been
Bro is
fulfilled.
predictable. Bro is predictable. He's going.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I mean, like, in order to be ready to play in D1, you gotta play like a D1 player. So I like to rely on CSR rules a lot. So
Oh,
yeah. What
whoops.
the? And it
Thanks.
gets better, everybody. Congratulations, not short.
Okay, let's start. Shut up.
Yes,
That's
let's
enough.
start.
Let's go. That's
I don't
enough. Let's
even
play.
know what's going on anymore, man. I
No,
lost.
I just look
Alright,
over at
let's
my
play the
I look
game.
over at my second monitor and I just see he's going 12 as he's saying 12. I'm like, that is beautiful. All right.
Alright,
Yeah.
time to go mute.
As
Let's
soon
lock
as
in,
he
let's
started
lock in.
talking like that, I knew exactly what he was doing. I practiced with Saiyan quite a bit, and he is live and die by the 12 start.
Uses it in a game, clinching a series winning scenario, and gonna go quickly for the green 9.
Yeah, the only thing not going for Saiyan here is the lack of a power play, but he could very well find a way to make it work in spite of that.
We go double early. Trying to make another regional semifinal. Would be win number 6 would be he's trying to be the 5th player or 6th player to get to 6 wins. You'll see J Money playing later tonight on stream against Bob Ross will be the second one. As well as Red playing tomorrow will be a couple of players looking to try and get there. And of course you have White Spider and Myhell trying to do that next round as we see trips 8, crazy 8s on the board. We're going to stay in blue. So Marcus wanted the red. Marcus has blue. And one down from Saiyan to the 5. And Marcus with another wild. Goodness me. And it's 4-4 on the wilds.
Both players already,
Just
oh goodness.
oh my god, another one.
Please
Another
don't let it
one.
be another triple wild.
Give me a
I will
break.
punch something.
I'm gonna need
Okay.
strength metric coming out of this one, man.
That's
Yes.
Saiyan down to 3 cards, getting close to finish territory. Mark is obviously a bit scared here. Seems to be iced on the blue. Is there a chance he can still pull something off here?
Oh! Is he gonna pull the rug
We
out
see
on
a
this one?
power play from Marcus. Is this offensive or defensive? You have to wonder.
It's
Definitely
defensive.
defensive. then.
Defensive. The stall play.
Yeah. We'll see if that ends up having any impact on the game's result.
Now Marcus's turn again.
Although you can't blame Marcus here for making a desperation play like that. I mean, any opportunity to stop a victory is worth taking.
You're gonna
when you
keep
have nothing to
drawing,
lose
so
here.
just set Saiyan back, and that could be the thorn in his side, that card. You never know. We'll see what goes down. And now
looks
they're
like
both
Saiyan is already iced on blue himself, so maybe
Oh.
that power play was unnecessary. But we'll see how it
Could
goes.
also be
by the
strategic.
end.
Again, the winner here will get Pikachu next round. Pikachu, who had, his ammo was much stronger in his round 1 game than any of the decks we've had so far in this one. And then, of course, had a close 7 with Ryder, one of the debutants this tournament. As we cross to red, Marcus finds a way after Saiyan tees him up with the blue 2. Or no, he just did it. That doesn't matter. It was already set up.
Yeah, that's something I've had happen before. I play a card looking for a switch. I get worried when I see my opponent play a card, and then it ends up being a Ditto anyway.
4, 6,
We see
8.
both players
2, 4,
just
6,
run
8. Who
through
do we
red right
appreciate? Red, apparently. We're still going red. Keep it going.
Indeed, looks like both players have a pretty solid backlog of it.
Saiyan down to 3. This could be. We're in range here. It's very possible. Marcus is saying
with the
GG.
preemptive
He thinks
GG.
it's over. He thinks it's over, and this is such a pivotal one. No, still
Man.
nothing there. And again, this
Man,
is
it
such
ain't
a
over till it's over, Marcus. You got to keep your
Yeah.
head in the game.
Yeah, and this is such a pivotal game. You got to think for Marcus, Leah, because LCQ is 2 wins away, and if you're in his shoes, you'd want to do whatever you can to try and take as much pressure off of T4 as you can, even if it's winning and lose this round and losing next round. And then you're only down to 1 win, but a loss here means he has to make the round of 16 in Justice July, which could be a very tough battle.
Indeed, Justice July, I imagine, is going to have a more competitive field than we've seen so far this year, with everybody looking to make their last Hail
Push.
Mary of a run.
Make that last push. And Marcus may have a problem. What?
One has to wonder what that means.
Of course, no power plays are on the board. It's all in the cards. Oh! Well, does that
Just a
make a
triple.
difference? Does that make a difference?
6 in yellow.
It's
Saiyan to check.
signs the check. 1 card away. Marcus thinks it's over, I think.
Any move here is a risky one. You never know what that last card could be. Could be a yellow, could be another one of a different color, could be a regular wild for all we know.
No, man.
Oh,
there's no
I
way.
find that doubtful.
Oh, he's gonna draw. He's gonna draw. He's gonna draw. He's just gonna play a card.
No, just a regular play.
Saiyan for the win.
Yeah, is
We
this
got
the
it, guys. We got it, people. And I am going to end it with the KT Wild.
Of
Mr.
course.
Boss, we got it. Rematch confirmed, baby.
Oh boy.
Pikachu, you're on.
Oh goodness. So someone get me the strength metric.
Yeah, gotta investigate that one.
Yeah, I mean, apart from game 1, Cody, I think that, or game 2, I think it seemed like it was your time the whole way. Maybe that was the most plan B we've had with that trip to Draw City and that blue, but yeah, thoughts on the series, and now you mentioned the rematch with Pikachu. Thoughts on that coming up next?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, whenever you dominate somebody in a match, I mean, especially with this metric, I mean, it is kind of close to even, but I do feel bad for Markus. I do feel bad for him. I mean, like, look, if I felt bad for myself in this situation and not feel bad for anybody else, I would be a complete hypocrite. I'll say that right now. So, I'm not going to celebrate this way too much because, like I said, I hate it when I have to sweep or get swept by somebody or dominate or be dominated against anybody. I feel bad for Markus. You know, he's a good player. I know he can do really good on high tier, and I have faith that he could probably make the LCQ in the next tournament. But at the end of the day, I mean, maybe my law of luck worked out, and here I am advancing on to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in a row. So I'm just going to wrap this up real short. Yep. Markus, you were a good player, but unfortunately, luck just didn't go your way, and I kind of wish that parity would have kicked it up a notch.
Yeah, Markus, it seemed after game 2 that we were going to see like a close even series, but it just seemed like you didn't have much answer to what he was throwing down your way there in the rest of the games. Thoughts on that? And now you're still 2 wins out from LCQ, and you gotta get those in T4. Thoughts on having that up next for you?
I mean, yeah. Sad that I lost it that quick. I also hope that we a little close. I mean, I don't have a problem getting a draw now. But yeah, it was nice playing with Saiyan. I knew that I'll lose, so I was expecting that. Yeah, I mean, I will try next turning to get something there, but I'm not expecting much.
Yep.
Right now playing really poorly, so.
Yeah, it was a steep climb for you though. I gotta, yeah, you did. I think you did. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, and that
wow.
Thus continues the trend. I think this is the 4th sweep or gentleman sweep in a row I have commentated for. Maybe I just need to step out of the booth.
Well, the Rana method not working. That's probably Rana's gone. Anyway, yeah, Leah, thoughts on this one? It's tough to see a game end like that. You know, Markus didn't really have much of an answer apart from the hand he had in game 2, and it was a close one in game 3, but down the stretch, it seemed to just be Science Day, and he moves on to set up an interesting 2-3 game in this Barometer region against Pikachu.
Yes, indeed. I feel like we've pretty much covered everything there is to say about this series. Unfortunate draw for Markus with the cards there. I mean, he played as well as he could, put up a pretty good fight. That game, too, especially was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
But in the end, it was a fairly plan A series for Saiyan. Got to hand it to him. He's setting himself up in a great spot for the rest of this year.
No doubt about it. 6-2, he improves to 6-2, 29-19. We'll play Pikachu as you see on that bracket. Markus falls to 3-1-3, and 21-19 in games. We will see him in just this July. But that will do it for us this afternoon. Make sure you join us again at 7 for the matchup between Jay Money and Bob Ross, 1 versus 8 in the Altimeter region. But for myself, for Leah, and Gio for reffing, thanks to everyone for coming out. Thanks to G for helping a little with the scoreboard comedy. Love that. Anyway, we will see you again here at 7. But for now, say thank you for joining us, and we will. presentation of MRE UNO, Division 2.